Welcome to another episode of Director's Commentary. We're just going to talk about the videos that we make, look at them. A lot of people have been asking us questions like how do you make this stuff, how do you make it look authentic? We're like, okay, let's just talk about it. And,
And I'm Nelis.
And I'm Niels.
Why are we forgetting our names the entire time?
No, I think people know by now. But yeah, or hopefully they do. If you don't, hi, welcome. So we made an Elden Demake.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, we both played it. I didn't finish it. It was too long and draggy for me at some point. But you finished it.
Oh, I did it.
So respect for this guy.
120 hours or something.
And actually, the first idea that I had was like mix this with Link to the Past from the SNES. Mm-hmm. And I discussed the plan with Niels, and Niels was like, we should grab like something with a more darker tone, something like Terra Nigma or Secret of Mana.
Secret of Mana, Terra Nigma, maybe Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah. And I totally agreed on it, so we went for that instead of Link to the Past because it would have been way too cute.
Yeah, especially because Link to the Past is like really like 8 directions and it's a little stiffer. Yeah. And if you look at Terra Nigma and stuff like that is a lot more dynamic, I think anyway.
Yeah.
So that's why we chose that one.
Yeah. We agreed on it, and we went with it.
And obviously for the Super Nintendo. Now, a lot of people saw this video and they really liked it. So it went quite viral, actually. As I'm talking right now, I believe it's 750,000 views. So I'm really happy. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but that's really cool.
It passed God of War in terms of views. So
yeah, and it's definitely right now it's our most popular remake, and cool. Before I actually play, I'm going to say some things about the cover art because I tried to make that as authentic as possible to what would Super Nintendo, what would Elden on a Super Nintendo cover art look like in 1992. And there's a lot of RPGs that look like this basically. If you look at the box art, it's always like a little bit off with the original game, but not completely, because somebody just went on the phone with someone, was like, hey, so I have to make the cover art. So what do? Yeah, just put a knight in front of a big tree and a tree glows. Okay, I'm gonna make that. And that's how often it just went. Because they never saw the game, or maybe they did see the game, but they just tried to make it appeal more to like an American audience, and that's why the Japanese cover art was always different from the American cover art. Often it was anyway.
Well, the best example for that is that like side-scrolling space shooter with a farmer and a banjo in the foreground.
For Phalanx or something. Yeah,
something okay. Phalanx or something like
Phalanx.
that.
Well, that one was weird, but I'll put it on the screen. Anyway, let's play it and let's talk about
Actually,
it.
I'm really curious.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. This
reference?
one is what?
The reference for this one.
There's not really a reference. I believe it's
Ghouls
it's definitely a mixture of games. What?
Ghouls and Goblins, maybe?
It was the knight was a little bit from Super Ghosts and Goblins, but I believe it was also some Castlevania and stuff like that. A lot of games are in this cover art. This one was I eventually colored and sketch house colored by Aiden, which is a newer intern. So I'm gonna play this from the beginning.
Yes.
There we go. Let's start with this one. Again, I really try to emphasize that pixel grid, that phosphor grid. I made it a little less obvious here than with the God of War one because I tried to tone it down in the end a little bit. But that's an PNG image crushed down to a lower color depth, bit rate, whatever, on from the actual game. That's a screenshot, basically. The tree is a screenshot and then edited to make it look like a Super Nintendo graphic, which happened a lot back in the day. I've seen it on Secret of Mana and other games as well, where they photographed or scanned it in and then just crushed it, basically. But yeah, that's our little knight there. This is actually that's important. The tree. If you one of the most famous parts of Secret of Mana is seeing the tree for the first time. The characters see the tree for the first time. They're standing on the cliff and looking at the tree. That was the feeling I had when I was playing Elden Ring. I was like, wow, this is just like in Secret of Mana, but now it's 3D. And now it's 2022, and now we're seeing this, and that's awesome, so. I kind of want to talk about this one as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sorry.
This was your idea, actually. So.
This was my idea. You got the little Mode 7 map right there. They had it in a lot of Super Nintendo games, and I always loved it when they did that.
Terra Enigma?
Terra Enigma had that one with a weird scrolling
really
part.
Weird, yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. They pushed that to 11. And this is basically, they used it in Mario Kart, and they used it on the flight.
F-Zero.
The flight of what? F-Zero, yes, F-Zero. The flight of the white creature, I forgot his name, Flammy, in Secret of Mana, where you just fly over the map and you choose a location and you see the top and you just go down, and that was really cool. So I actually tried to replicate that moving to the top and then zooming in on it, just like they did in Secret of Mana right here, and then going pixelated right there. See that one? So that I really tried to replicate that one, just to make it look as cool as possible. Alright, so this isn't the first boss fight.
No.
But it sure as hell felt like the first boss fight.
Yeah,
actually, the guy in the horse felt like a boss fight.
Yeah.
But this one this one actually introduced himself.
Yeah.
If you looked up, he would roar and then jump down.
It was, for me, it was like really a big thing.
Yeah.
I wanted the scene to be in there because for me it was like the first like...
That guy.
Wow. That guy, yeah.
Yeah. Standing on that cliff. No, it was not really a cliff, but you know what I mean.
A bridge of a ruins.
Yeah, I don't know, ruins, basically. You jump down. That was like a whoa moment for me in the game. So we had to put that in.
Yeah.
And even if you played the game for like roughly 2 hours, you will have seen this guy. Probably.
How long did it take you to beat him?
I had him on the first try.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had him on the first try, yeah.
13 tries.
No, really?
I didn't figure out my character, like I didn't have good weapons.
Oh, yeah, I had a strength build, so that was... I crushed him.
Didn't you grind like 4? Okay, never mind.
No, I didn't grind that much. No, definitely not. But that was really cool. You can see little guys, the little knights around it with the crossbows.
Godric foot soldiers.
The Godric foot soldiers, yeah. So this is actually, I thought it was a really cool scene.
So the background was done by Timon?
Yes. I definitely touched up on it, but
directed a lot of it.
Yeah, I directed a lot of it, and
the soldiers were originally done by Aiden, and I did the giant.
Yes. So that was really cool. Again, everything is done in A-Sprite except for the backgrounds that were done in Photoshop, and it's animated. The characters are animated in A-Sprite. Yeah. But the animation, like the following of the characters and stuff like that, and all the compositing is all done in After Effects. So yeah. So that was definitely a cool boss fight. This one was spectacular. And this was one of the boss fights that I wanted to be in there because it would translate so well to a Super Nintendo boss.
Yeah, that's the first boss that we both actually wanted, like, yes,
we gotta
there has to be Estelle, the star child.
I don't know. Estelle. I just call him Estelle. All those wacky names, I always forget them. But, this is really cool. Again, I don't think it would be possible on Super Nintendo because the sprite is too big. There were definitely big sprites on Super Nintendo. We're gonna show the dragon later, the Magma Worm. Mm-hmm. That was way too big. But there was a similar boss, the Gem Eater or something in Secret of Mana 2. Or Saigon Setsuya 3, and that was not as big, but he would actually just walk in and stuff like that and walk backwards, and so we really tried to replicate all those moves and stuff like that. So I get the sprites are a little too big, but we tried to fake it as much as possible. Yeah,
actually that's the fun thing. I think this is actually the first boss that I've worked on. I was so enthusiastic about that thing that we
hardly had a plan. You just made that. I was like, I'm gonna work on Estelle.
Yeah. That's
really cool. So
it turned out well.
Fun fact: we tried to figure out, like, if you I scrolled back too far, but if you look at the stars, that's actually something they did in Super Nintendo. So reflections, they sometimes just put a layer under it, and then that was the reflection of water, and they did that really smart. And I saw it in a game. I was like, we got to do that too. We got to have that reflection of the water, and that makes this scene really pop, and it can still move. So that worked really well. I think this animation is a little bit. Oops.
Wow.
No, that's just a glitch. This animation is too ambitious for Super Nintendo, probably.
Sorry.
But it looked really cool. It looked really cool. And then the hit animation, and then that really stiff movement of that tail going down. But that was like we always like put so much ease in our keyframes and stuff like that, so it's got to be as smooth as possible. But for Super Nintendo stuff, that's not smooth, so we had to go unsmooth on purpose. Like it had to be like stiff on purpose. You know?
So the fun thing is basically what we do is I make the art of the characters and loop them, and Niels composites him like it is gameplay, like the character moving around. That's all Niels at the end. I'll just provide him with the illustrations. So that's how we work.
Yeah, and another fun fact: the character animation looks real because I'm trying to make real player input. That means that if something happens on screen, a player needs at least 0.2 seconds before he can react, because that's the human reaction time. I looked it up. I made sure like it's about like 200 milliseconds, 250 milliseconds. So if something happens on the screen, the character cannot respond within that time frame, because that would be unrealistic. And then maybe a character walks to the right and changes his mind, waits for a few frames, and then goes back, because that feels real, and that's what we try to mimic. So you can see the character walk around, and I'll flash it back a little bit again. You can see the character walk around and actually just like think, like go left and right, and then so it feels a little bit more real. Same for this one. This was something that happened this is based on that scene in Zelda Link to the Past, where Link moves toward the Master Sword and the little creatures jump out of the way.
I never came that far, so I have no clue.
That's pretty much in the beginning of the game.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
You didn't play a lot of those games, but I did.
I was a Sega kid.
Yeah, I was a Super Nintendo kid, so there we go. And somehow we're still friends. I don't know how we do it. We have to set aside our differences. But in general, that scene that really had a big impact on me, because that was so cool and so beautiful. And every time I replayed that game as a kid or as an adult, doesn't matter, I would just like walk towards the creatures and just try to scare them, and then, or maybe walk in a straight line, try to not scare them. I don't know why I did that, but that was really cool, because that. Suddenly it wasn't a game anymore. It was just like a storytelling experience or something, even though it was so simple. And I was in control. And that was really cool. And that's why I put that in. So he walks towards the little creatures, scares them away, and then he walks to the turtle.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Before we go further, let's just tell our roles. I've been doing most of the art direction and also made a lot of animations. So the player's character are animated by Aiden, a lot of them, and Niels was mostly compositing and directed the backgrounds as well.
Yes, and I also made a couple of backgrounds and a lot of the effects.
Yeah.
So which is compositing, but like the yeah.
So
we all did a lot, actually. So we all had a lot of roles in this, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. This one in particular, the background is done by Meg
and the turtle as well.
Also the turtle.
Yeah.
And it's based on a very popular meme, right? You wanted it in there.
I wanted it in there. So I love dogs.
Yeah.
They're awesome. My dog is right over there. I'll put a picture of her on my screen as well. And she's so cute. But yeah, one of them is Praise the Dog. And that's the thing. When I first this was before I was playing it, and I saw a turtle. And then I put just a message in the ground, could this be dog? And I thought I was original. And then I kept playing more. And then I saw that dog meme, like basically became a meme. Is this dog? Could this be dog? Praise the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that, So and then if you actually see the turtle in the game, it would have like a lot of these messages. And obviously, because it's funny. Is there a turtle? I don't think there's a turtle word in the Elden Ring message system.
Probably not.
Because there's like set words that you can, if you haven't played Elden Ring, there's like set words that you can pick from. I don't think turtle was one of them, so people just said dog instead.
Improvisation.
Yeah, it's like there were a lot of memes like Fortnite and Amazing Chest Ahead and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
So
but this meme was in there.
But this meme was. There's actually also on a T-shirt. Go buy the T-shirt and support the show. Okay, cool. Let's continue.
Nice.
Yeah, sure. So that was a lot of fun. This one is particularly very cool. The Radon boss fight. Sadly, I tried him once. I died immediately. I thought I'll come back to this one later. Tried it again, and I just destroyed him in like a few hits. It was a very weak boss fight.
Few hits.
Yeah, I think I was like maybe like 8 or 9 hits, and he was dead. And it was just like me on my horse, just going past him and just slapping him.
Slapping him?
Yeah,
without a weapon.
No, yes, just slapping him. One of my big swords just like drag it over the ground and bam, and then I hit him a couple of times. He didn't hit me. I hit him a couple of times. He was dead. So that was a really underwhelming boss fight, but a really cool one because I really enjoyed all the characters. Like,
underwhelming. Weren't you surprised by the meteor rush?
Yes, but the boss fight itself was underwhelming because it was so easy for me because I was overleveled. I think I was overleveled. That was it. I was overleveled, so it was too easy. But it was an amazing boss, like visually, with all the characters running, charging towards him.
Yeah. Including Alexander and Blade, the Wolfman.
And you can see Patches on the right running away from the fight. He also does that on the actual game, right?
Yeah.
He runs away. That's why we put him in there.
He's maybe not in Sekiro, but he's mostly.
Yeah,
also in Bloodborne, right?
I don't remember.
It is.
It's a spider, really?
Yeah, and I knew what a bastard he was, so I immediately killed him in Elden Ring. But yes.
I forgot that. But he's like in all the games, apparently. It's like a running gag. And then have him on his tiny horse. So fun fact about this one. Obviously, sprite is way too large. This one was not animated in a sprite. This is completely animated in After Effects with the puppet tool.
True, yeah.
And I made it look... So you can basically use the puppet tool to move those body parts. And I actually use it a lot, like to just quickly animate something with the puppet tool. Mm-hmm. Maybe like tree leaves and stuff like that. And if you set it to a low frame rate and you keep the smoothing off, that's the trick. You keep the smoothing off, it'll stay pixelated. So if you look at this boss fight, that's just I think that whole animation, the drawing of that animation took a long time, obviously. I didn't make that, you did.
No, actually, that one was Timon. Timon made the Radon.
Oh, Timon made the Radon.
And the background as well.
Yes, Timon. Oh, yeah, right. Timon made the Radon. But I animated in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, if it looks good, we're gonna do it like that. If it doesn't, we're gonna do it like the traditional way, where we're actually redrawing the frames or maybe like scale and skew and stuff like that. But it wasn't necessary. It was really quick. Maybe I'm gonna make a tutorial about it. That would be cool.
A little mistake we made, by the way, by the scene before. Can we go back?
Yeah, you can go back.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, no, you have to. You talk. Go talk. Yeah.
But in the comment section, they said, "Wait a minute, Radon doesn't have feet."
Radon doesn't have feet?
No, he doesn't have feet in the real game.
He doesn't have feet?
No.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. But when they pointed it out, and I was looking again, like, you're right. He's floating.
Yeah,
with
again,
gravity magic.
Again, I slept him around, and he was dead in 30 seconds. So I didn't really enjoy the close-up part of the boss fight. I just enjoyed the aesthetics and going towards him, and then dead. But other than that, like, it was really cool.
Yeah,
like the character design is cool. Like the way he talks and stuff like that.
And one of the coolest armors, in my opinion.
The Radon armor, yeah, I had it for the rest of the game. That's why it's one of the armors in this game. In this Demake.
Yeah, we designed like 4 different armors for the characters, but we only we scrapped one. We've got the wizard one, the one with the weird iron helmet.
The prisoner.
The Godric soldier and Radon's armor.
Yeah, and Radon's armor.
And the one that we scrapped was the blue warrior. That's the nomad warrior with the 2 scimitars you can use as a starting class.
Yeah, we skipped that one. It was just too much. Yeah, that's the prisoner one. This one I thought it was a lot of fun because I had to I could develop the look of that fire. So this happens a lot where there's like traps, like it's a trap. That little color wheel that you see, like where the goblins, the cat thingies, they cycle through the colors. Mm-hmm. That was a lot of fun to figure out because that actually happens in games like Secret of Mana. Yeah, and you just like run through the colors. And that's the same for the big fire in the background. That's just like a Super Nintendo effect, a Mode 7 effect that I thought was really cool. Super Nintendo could do that, and really fun.
At first I thought maybe that's a little bit too much, but
What?
at first of all I thought that was a little bit too much, like a whole beam.
Yeah,
But
because you want to do like a flamethrower,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like the
yeah.
whole beam. That's how it feels in the game, though, doesn't it? Like it's just
It's
such a big fire coming
Stream,
towards you.
yeah, true.
So that's it felt right, it felt right. So let's go to the next frame, next scene. Oh, and obviously there's a little XP coming out of them, or souls, or whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
Runes.
Yes. So this one is actually the Radon armor.
Yep.
And again, and this weapon too. This weapon with this armor, that's the one that I used the whole game.
I forget the name.
Star Scorch?
No. That's
What?
the Radon sword is Star Scorch.
Oh.
This one was Blade of.
Oh, well, I used that one.
Yeah. Grafted sword.
Grafted sword. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Somebody in the comments can fix that if we said it wrong.
Yeah.
Again, this sprite is way too big, but it's based on the Gem Eater from, I believe it's called the Gem Eater from Secret of Mana 2.
Yeah, and the monster itself was, of course, the Great Worm Makar. Was it the Great Worm?
We just called him the Magma Worm.
Magma Worm Makar. Yeah, that's
Okay,
what it
cool.
was.
Yeah, you actually run into him a couple of times, but a couple of different versions, I believe. So
Yeah,
you know.
Makar is the biggest one.
Oh yeah, so yeah, just and then jumps over the sword, and then that lava puddle, and well, Melanie,
Yeah, I never fighted against her. I knew she was the hardest boss from the top ranked list. I'd never
yeah,
fought against her. And your stories were oh my god.
yeah. I actually unlocked the fight by accident. I unlocked the whole quest line on accident. So I got one of the endings that I didn't know I could even get. You have to do a long quest line to get that. I just happened to have done that one, and I just happened to have chosen that ending by mistake. By the way, I saw like a thing on the ground. No spoilers, by the way. I saw a thing on the ground, and I thought it was a message stone, and I just clicked it. It was a different color, but I was like, whatever, it's a message stone, and I clicked in it, and well, you chose an ending. So if you're gonna finish the game, watch out with what ending, because it just puts you at the beginning, and then you cannot watch the other endings anymore. So
Yeah.
take your time choosing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe this is part of it, or at least I think this is part of it. But I did get to this boss fight, and I thought it was epic, and it was the only boss fight that really wore me down. I had to try it at least 20 times.
Show off. Every boss was hard.
No, definitely not. But this boss in particular was extremely hard. I couldn't get through it, and the move that I hated most, I later on found out that it was called the waterfowl move. I didn't know that. I had to read that in the comments. But it's like the 3 attacks and then one more surprise attack while she isn't even moving. What? That was
Yeah.
bull. So I whatever. So we had to put that move in, especially because I think it was the easiest to animate. And the easiest to actually convey to people that was the move that she did in that little puddle. I believe the most of the flowers are based on the Secret of Mana ones. You can probably spot that. We changed them up a little bit, but we did steal that a little bit, because it was so authentic. But yeah, let me just play that real quick. There we go. And that's really cool. So let me just pass it on this fella.
Yeah. Also, I want to go back to.
You want to talk about?
Yeah,
the
I just want to say
Sure.
the interns Aiden really did a good job with the design of the magma worm. That was something I was really proud
dude,
of.
this is definitely the officially one of the most stunning ones that we created. I think so.
Okay.
It's definitely the most epic one, because it's
Yeah, it's the biggest.
It's super big.
Yeah.
It's definitely very cool.
I
So,
directed it a bit, but wow, good job, Aiden.
yeah, definitely.
Go back to this one. Oh man,
Yeah.
I think I'm never going.
Yeah,
to.
that last move that.
So this was the last boss that I designed, Godric, and he was, for me, he didn't even remember it.
I didn't even remember it. That was the very first. You got no. I do remember this one. The other one I didn't remember.
Morgoth the Omen.
And this is Godric.
Godric the Grafted.
Yeah, but what's the first one you said?
Morgoth?
Morgoth?
Or, wait, was it in some Margit the Fell?
Margit.
Margit the
Yeah.
Fell, sorry.
So that one, I just beat him on the first try, on the second try. I didn't think it was hard, so I completely forgot about him. And he was stuck on it. You were stuck on it for a while. But I actually was stuck on this one as well. I think this was the second hardest boss fight that I had.
Yeah, it was actually I was the most impressed with this one because I haven't had a clue what more bosses were in the game, but he was the first like.
But yeah, the part where he just tore off the dragon's head, that was really cool.
Yeah, I was intimidated, but
I thought, I got him. I got it under control. Then he rips off the head, and it's like, oh my god, he's so much stronger now.
So this was actually the hardest one for me to design, actually, and I had a bit of help from Ryan as well about the clouds and the shading. So yeah, let's just
watch that part, and then that little flame. And actually, if he gets hit, you see them dancing around. Oh, I wanted you to pause it, but. If you see him dancing around, wait, there we go. That is actually directly that dancing around, that going boing 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 boing. That actually happens when characters in Secret of Mana get fire on them, and they just flip around and then they just dance around, ball on fire, and then you can't move them. But I thought it was really funny to put that in exactly, and it's so silly because it's a really serious boss, and then to have that like little effect that was just funny. That little stun effect.
Yeah, true.
Anything else you want to say about this, or do you want to go to the title screen?
Also, Timon helped me with the dragon arm. I redesigned it afterwards, but good job, Timon. Thanks for the help.
And then we got this effect with the flames waving in. I wanted to find a real life example from one of the Super Nintendo games, and I found it on a Castlevania game where they did something like that, and that's where I decided, okay, now I can do this. I know I've seen it, but I need to see it before I can replicate it because I want it to feel real, So, and then that little logo coming in, that's actually a little bit based on Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
So
great game as well.
So that's all. That's all. Wait, that's not true. That's not true. We got a little.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There we go. And I'll let it play out. Hast thou subscribed to 64-bit yet, O tarnished one, or wilt thou remain maidenless forever? Subscribe. And that's true. Subscribe to this channel as well. Subscribe to 64-bits Extra as well.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time. Let us know in the comments what you think. If you have any more questions, join the Discord. Talk to us directly. We always respond. We always reply. We're super excited to talk about this, and we're super excited to teach you guys about how we made videos like this. Watch our tutorials as well.
And feel free to support us because we could really use your help.
Yeah, we're doing
or remain maidenless forever.
Everything is a labor of love, so definitely consider signing up with our Patreon and get your name in the credits on the main videos. That would help us a lot. Thank you so much, guys. I'm Niels, and this was
Nailus.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.